And now we go to the heavyweight match. And Matt Correnti goes for the Scarlet Knights, the redshirt junior. 11-4 on the year, had a huge victory against Indiana. Exclamation point victory on Friday night.
Got the pin.
Clamola. And he goes up against 25th ranked Thomas Penola, who's 17-9, redshirt freshman out of Zionsville, Indiana. Last year was Purdue's outstanding freshman.
And Penola making a little bit of noise early on in the season, cracking the top 25 for Flow Wrestling's rankings at heavyweight, and Correnti right now just filling in for the injured Christian Colucci. Still unsure of his return for the Scarlet Knights, and we've seen Rutgers roll with Alex Esposito, the backup heavyweight, but you see now Friday and today, Correnti had staff having him bump back up and gain a little bit of weight, make that move back to heavyweight. We saw Correnti as a true freshman in '97 a couple years ago, qualified for NCAAs, then took that redshirt year. As the original plan was to try to get him to heavyweight, and he got about 220, 225, even up towards of 230. But it was hit and miss, Lou, when they were originally trying to make him a heavyweight. But now, and moving him back down to 97 last year, didn't qualify for NCAAs, and it was up and down last year. But now this year, again, Pagano now at the 97-pounder, and it's like, what do you do with Correnti? He's a solid wrestler, former qualifier for you, and you let him sit on the bench, or you try to move him back up, and I guess a late season push to move him back up if options moving forward, and it could be an indication of Colucci's health, honestly. If Correnti's going to be the guy moving forward, weighted about again 210 again today, like he did on Friday. So we'll see if he can steadily make that climb back up to a solid heavyweight. Certainly has the length for it.
Minute 5 remaining in the first period here. Heavyweight match.
Correnti definitely working the upper body stuff, being a little bit more aggressive to start this match. There's that stall warning on Penola. Good shot here from Correnti. He can finish this single.
Still has 40 seconds to work with here.
He can drag it in a little, keep that foot in bounds.
And now both wrestlers out. So they'll restart neutral.
One thing you got to say about Correnti making the move back up to heavyweight, Lou, because obviously the maximum weight is 285, and he was originally 97-pounder. He's still only about 210, but now if you're Correnti, and this is going to be a permanent move for the Scarlet Knights staff and Correnti for the rest of the season. I mean, you have room to grow now. At this point, you can lift more, just build for strength. Because Correnti obviously has the agility and the length that would make a good heavyweight. But now at this point, you don't have to worry about cutting weight. You can put on some solid muscle mass for the rest of the year. Maybe get up to about 215 at some point. If you're lucky, 220 as another solid 10 pounds on you. And Correnti looking good so far in that first period. He'll defer. Let's see if he can ride Penola in the second. But again, there's a lot of good things about Correnti that this year. It just looks fresher this year than he did last year. And I'd say as a 97-pounder for Correnti, he's probably walking around roughly around 205, 210 anyway before he makes that cut.
Out of Holy Cross High School, 2016 state champion in New Jersey.
And don't forget, Lou, he won that state championship at 220 pounds in high school.
Yeah, so to your point, he'd be very comfortable at that weight.
He's certainly comfortable walking around at 210 and not worrying about cutting the 97. And if he's going to be the heavyweight moving forward, and you have some room to grow, and he has experience, and this is a good ride so far. Again, Penola back down to his knees. I mean, he has the experience from a couple years ago, being a redshirt and wrestling at heavyweight in a couple tournaments. He's looked pretty good. He was weighing about, I think around 230, 235 that year.
I did a good job to keep that toe in there for quite some time. He was able to build up the riding time somewhat. He's got it up near 40 seconds.
11-4 on the year, Correnti is, and you get a win today over a top 25 guy. It's a resume builder, and it gives you confidence moving forward. Of course, you had the pin on Friday against Indiana, and get a win here, and all of a sudden you're saying to yourself, hey, maybe Correnti's our go-to guy at heavyweight for the rest of the year, especially if Colucci can't come back. Good job by Correnti to chop that arm, get Penola flat. Working close to a minute of riding time now. He's doing a good job, Lou, keeping that weight forward and getting Penola back to his knees and keeping that foot in bounds and using up the clock.
And both wrestlers out. He would not allow Penola to get away.
I think Coach Goodell is trying to make the case that Penola is just running for the boundary, trying to get a restart. But it is over. The riding time's at a minute now for Correnti. And don't forget, Penola does have a stall warning against him right now, so Correnti can afford to keep riding tough. Try to throw that half in on the left side. If you get him flat, this will be big.
50 seconds left in the second period.
Another good mat return for Correnti. Just the length is there. No, he just keeps following him. And I know Penola cut away there, but that's a great job by Correnti in this second period to work on top.
So Penola has a 1-0 lead. 30 seconds left in the period.
Tried that throw by attempt of Penola on one knee there that Correnti did. It's not enough momentum to lunge forward and get behind.
And period 2 comes to a close.
This is big for Correnti right here, Lubas. He does have over a minute of riding time, but it's only at 1:14, so you need a fast escape from Correnti to tie up the match, and then you'll still have that riding time advantage if it stays over a minute, so essentially a 2-1 lead, and then you can go to work in neutral where he has been the more aggressive wrestler. Good roll through, maybe a reversal here. Gotta keep going.
And Correnti gets out. He ties the score at 1.
Riding time at 1:06 too, so he technically has the lead if he can keep working. Oh, nice!
No.
Oh, wow, they waved it off. You see Penola's left arm in that wizard position. If Correnti can just limp arm out, he's gonna try to take a leg now from underneath. If he can come through, he can finish this takedown. He's gonna shelf that leg. Trying to hook around. There it is. Whoop. There it is.
And there's the 2 for Correnti. He takes a 3-1 lead.
And actually what hurt Penola right there, he kept that hand in bounds. If that hand was out of bounds, they would have ruled that takedown off, and Penola actually keeping his hand in bounds kind of backfired. I mean, now you see. Good defense there from Correnti, so Penola trying to go for that low leg single, trying to get an ankle pick as well.
And there is 50 seconds left here.
And don't forget, Penola has that stall warning. That's why he's being overly aggressive right now. Correnti's got to be careful. Don't give up 2 here. He's going to turn back into him. Nice job. Correnti almost kind of gave him his leg there. He's got to whistle down hard now. Penola not going to let this go easily.
And both wrestlers are out.
That's going to be a stall warning on Correnti. He kind of just jumped over the boundary. He gets shoved into the seats, though. And he's all right, but the crowd didn't like that from Penola.
37.4 seconds remaining. Correnti has a 3-2 lead. He does have 1:12 of riding time.
And Penola just like shot out of a cannon compared to that first period.
Well, Penola knows he's got to do something here. Desperate to get a takedown.
We got 20 seconds left in the match.
Correnti trying to hang on for the victory. 15 seconds left.
He's got riding time too. It's locked now.
10 seconds. So he's got another point for the riding time, so he's up essentially 4-2.
Be careful.
And there's a takedown. But
There's
Correnti's got the riding time.
Penola's celebrating, but Correnti's got the riding time, so it should be 4-4.
I
mean, obviously, if you're the Rutgers bench and you're Correnti, I mean, you had that match won. You didn't want to give it up there. I mean, you shouldn't even be in this position anyway, but now Penola's going to come out like on fire now.
So here we go, OT. We're tied at 4. And Penola really aggressive to start this overtime period.
Correnti's got to whizzer hard. Penola's going to come in. Got to keep whizzering if you're Correnti. Know where you are, too. Don't let them limp arm out. They're out. You see, Tony Ursuline wants a fleeing the mat, which would be a stall warning or stall call. That'd be the second one on Correnti. and that'd be a point, but they're going to go neutral here. So no stall on Correnti.
40.4.
Both wrestlers have stalls on him, but Penola obviously not stalling now. He's being aggressive.
Yeah, Penola can feel it here. He's really going for it here in overtime.
It's a big swing bout here for the match. If Rutgers gets this one, they're going to be up by 8 with 4 matches to go. There should be 3 matches to go. Oh, Penola's got the leg here.
And that's it. So Penola, Correnti gets up, didn't like that takedown, but Penola wins it.
Yeah, he didn't like the extracurriculars there for Penola, but that's a rough loss for Matt Correnti as Penola. That's a huge win for Purdue, though. Cut the lead back down to 15-13. Instead of being down by 8, you're only down by 2. And for Correnti, I mean, you're up 3-1 after that late takedown. Here's the winning takedown again for Penola. Just isolated that single leg and just drove him to the mat and a little extra shove there. And Correnti's not going to be a big fan of that.
And you saw the reaction by head coach Tony Ersland. Extremely pleased with that effort by Penola.